Guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I have a well-requested video for you guys, and that is my own training. I'm going to show you guys exactly my training, what it looks like, how I structure it, and why this training split that I'm using is honestly my favorite training split and the training split that I also prefer my athletes to use, if possible, in their own training. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time and let's go straight into my training. Okay, welcome to Train Heroic. This is the app that I use for all my private coaching clients and also for my own training. So, with that being said, like I told you guys, I will show you my exact training, and that is what you're looking at. So, as a little bit of background, I am currently in my off season as a basketball player. I'm preparing for my season. We are at the end of July. Hopefully, I will join a new team towards the end of August, beginning of September. So I'm still pretty much in off-season mode. Now, I will tell you guys, with my training structure, there's actually not too much that changes for me in terms of how I train from in-season and off-season. Now, obviously, the intensity will be way different, the volumes will be way different, but the structure stays more or less the same. And as you guys can see, my training split is a high intensity, low intensity training split. Now, what are the benefits of a high intensity, low intensity training split? During the off season, I can actually manage to alternate between high intensity days, low intensity days, so that way I can actually train 5, 6 days easy per week. If I would do an upper lower split, the volume would be way higher in the upper body splits and in the lower body splits. And I would probably only be able to train 4 times a week. Plus, I would have to find a way to also manage to get my plyometric volume in, my sprint work, etc., etc. Now, what is the idea of the high intensity and low intensity split? The high intensity and low intensities are basically based on what is more demanding on the nervous system. So, for example, high intensity days include things like max speed work, max strength work, max jumping, um, things like that. Okay, low intensity is more based on hypertrophy work, extensive plyometrics, mobility work, recovery, longer duration conditioning, things that are just less taxing on the nervous system. So that way, I'm actually able to get a specific stimulus on each day, and I can alternate between these high intensity and low intensity days. Also, the beauty of this is that if for some reason you're not able to get a workout in, right? Because it is possible, life is not predictable. It is very much possible that one day you're not able to work out. You're not really missing out because you only have no, because you actually train so much and you train so frequently that it doesn't matter if you miss one session. If you would only work out 4 times a week, which is fine, I've done it in the past, you can definitely make gains that way. But if you work out 3 times or 4 times a week and you miss out on one training, that's a way bigger deal because now you're missing a lot of the stress that you're trying to adapt to and a lot of stress that you're trying to get through your training. If I miss one high intensity session in a week and I train 5, 6 times a week, it is completely fine because I'm still going to get the same training or similar training another 2, 3 times per week, right? Same with the low intensity. So, what am I currently doing in my training? My high intensity days, I'm currently focused on a lot of elastic work. As you can see, a lot of sprint work, 5 times 40 meters, a lot of depth jumps, more specific, joint specific strength, hang power cleans. I also have power cleans on some other days. Barbell step ups, so more limited range of motions, more specific to one leg jumping. And then I have, you could call it a little bit of accessory work, but also these are higher velocity work. So it's not regular RDLs, it's RDL catches. So fast eccentric, trying to convert it into concentric. And then I actually finish my high intensity days with some high intensity lactic conditioning. So as you can see, 9 times 20 seconds, hardest as hard as I can. On the soul bike, 40 seconds recovery. Okay. Now my low intensity days, I'm doing something completely different. I'm trying to get some extra volume work in because obviously this is not really volume. It's really low reps, high intensity. On low intensity days, I'm trying to get a little bit more volume work in, especially for my upper body, trying to gain some to make some gains, get some hypertrophy work in. Also really focusing on working on the elastic capacity from a extensive plyometric standpoint. So getting a lot of smaller contacts in through those low intensity days, doing that 2 or 3 times a week, depending on my week. So I got a little circuit here, extensive plyos. Um, Takes me about 10 minutes max. Also serves as a warm up. As you can see, there's not too much of warm ups in my sessions, because, first of all, more likely than not, those will be my second session of the day. I'll most likely have already a skill session before this, so I don't need a warm up that's too long. And the warm ups are very intentional on both days, really. Extensive plyos, this will get you ready. It will get you warm. It will get you ready to move. I will do some warm up sets with the first couple upper body sessions, upper body sets. But as you can see, if I'm on higher intensity days here, these are very intentional warm-ups. I'm doing some lunge jumps, oscillating lunge jumps to really work on mobility. Doing some overcoming mid-thigh pulls to work on potentiation, get me ready, get my CNS ready, and then some single leg explosive glute bridges. Again, just to activate myself and be ready to actually get into my sprints and my higher velocity work. So back to the low intensity, got a little extensive plyo session. Circuit. I mean, then we got some upper body circuits. Really simple. One push, one pull. Do it for 3 4 rounds. Then I got a little bit of arms. Like I said, it might seem like it's a little bit bodybuilding style, which is completely perfect, which is completely fine on these low intensity days. That's kind of what we're trying to do. And then some core work, and then we finish with 40 minutes on the stationary bike, zone 2 conditioning, just really working on my base conditioning on these days. And like I said, we just repeat this over and over again: high intensity, low intensity, high, low, high. Might do another low intensity based on how I feel after this week. Now, these high intensity days, it sounds intense, right? Like that's what the name says. But what I actually want is that I walk away out of this session ready. Like, I don't want to feel tired after these sessions. If I feel dead and tired after these sessions, well, depending on if I do conditioning or not, but I'm not trying to be fatigued. I'm trying to be ready, feeling good, feeling pumped. I don't want to be shaking on my legs and feeling completely dead. That is not the purpose of these sessions. Now, the low intensity, those could be a little bit different because the volume is way higher. But again, the next day I have another high intensity session. So this is not about killing myself just 3 4 times a week. It is about consistency, right? It's coming in every single day with a purpose, trying to work on something specific. And that's the whole purpose of the split. Now, when I'm in season, I actually use the same exact structure. I just modify my volume. Obviously, I'm not going to do 3 days of sprinting during the season, but depending on my game schedules, etc., I'll actually apply the same structure. So that way, I'm actually able to consistently train certain qualities over and over again, even if it's at a lower volume. Completely fine. Some of these sessions in some of these sessions in season can take maybe 20 minutes. That's it, in and out. Just be purposeful with what we're doing in training so that we can adapt and get better over time and over time. So that's why I actually prefer this high intensity, low intensity split, and why I personally believe that it's the best split for athletes, because we don't have to focus on certain body parts. In fact, that doesn't matter. It might be a part of our training, gaining some muscle, working on body composition, but we need to keep the main goal, and that is more likely than not getting faster, getting stronger, whatsoever, depending on the athlete, right? So again, high intensity, low intensity split, I think it's an amazing split for athletes because of these specific reasons. It's very adaptable. You can do a lot of things with it. You can modify it a lot, and I've seen athletes make incredible gains with this, especially over a longer period of time. So if you guys are looking for a good split, I hope I explained it good to you guys, that you guys can learn something from this video, apply it, let me know how it feels, and I will see you guys in the next video.